Hello everybody and welcome back to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel, live here on this Wednesday afternoon for me, maybe morning, maybe evening for you, depending on where you're at. Go ahead and drop a hello in the chat section. And welcome back. I always forget to turn my laptop down when I go live. You would think I would get better at this point. As many times as I've been doing this. So yeah, go ahead and drop a hello in the chat. I am so happy to see everybody here today. Some familiar faces, some new names. I'm so glad that you're here. Make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. Make sure you do that and click the bell. That way you'll be notified each and every time I go live or post new video content here to the channel. For those of you who are new, I am Victoria Calvin, owner of Victoria Marie Designs. We go live pretty much every Wednesday. Today, I am doing a December daily, the after party. In fact, this is going to be a multi live stream experience. We'll do it today and then next week and so forth as I share my December daily project with you guys. I want you to know that if you have not started scrapbooking your holiday memories and stories, whether it's December daily, whether it's journal your Christmas, whether you just make some layouts that go into an album, or even just journaling, just know that one, you're not behind. There are a lot of people who wait until the beginning of the year or sometimes the middle of the year to even document their holiday stories, because let's just face it, the holiday is really, really super busy. And it was for me. I was hardly home. And so I didn't have a ton of time to work on my December daily. And that is okay. I'm going to talk to you today about my December daily project. I've shared a little bit in another live stream last year, as well as in a video where I did stories 1 through 4, what my process is, and kind of how I've approached this project over the years. This has been, I think this is my 8th year doing December daily, something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, I've done it a few times, and I have some projects that are complete and some projects that are not complete. And I decided that I am going to just take my time and enjoy putting my stories together without any pressure whatsoever. So I'm going to get to all that here in a second. I want to say hello to everybody. I'm so glad that you're here. Hello, Deborah and Barb and Kirsten. Hello, and Carrie, I'm sorry. Hello from Seattle. Hey everyone, die cutting pieces out today. I am teaching a DIY embellishment class at a crop next weekend. Oh, that sounds fun, Deb. That sounds like a lot of fun. Hey, Sarah, Jocelyn, Karina, Cindy. Hey, Melissa, what's going on? Karina says, staff meeting. Oh, your first staff meeting. Awesome. Well, welcome. For those of you who are new, we refer to this as our staff meeting, by the way. Hi, so glad that you guys are here. Hey, Gemma, what's going on? Drop a hello. Tell me how you're doing. Also, let me know, are you in the process of starting to or continuing to work on your holiday scrapbooking projects? I know some people don't scrapbook the holidays, and that's, perfectly okay, obviously. You scrapbook whatever you want to. But for those of you who are scrapbooking, let me know, what are you working on if you're continuing, or did you finish? And how do you feel about that project? All right, before we get started, I have a few announcements that I want to make. I want to make sure that we've got people popping on and all that. Just a few reminders as we get started. Hello, Cindy. Oh, goodness. What a week so far. Also, let me know, how's your week going? My week has just been, that time after the holiday where you're trying to get back into the swing of things. That's me. It's like, where am I going? What am I supposed to be doing? What am I even focusing on? What are my intentions this year? It's like, I'm trying to get there. Hey, Elma, what's going on? Here for the staff meeting. Yay. Jim says she's got all her photos ready, but haven't started scrapping. No problem. I hope you get some inspiration today. Collecting her photos to print. Yeah, Karina says. And sometimes it needs to be post-holiday, so we can take a breath, right? And just kind of relax and then go back and organize our photos and then kind of figure out what we want to do. So yeah. Hey, Anissa, what's going on? Deborah says she's finishing her STC, her scrapbooking cards today holiday event projects. Yes, continuing to work on that. Hey, Gloria, how are you? So glad that you're here. Let me know if you are working on holiday stuff in January. Some people wait. I know we have a few members in our community that purposely wait until this time of year, the first few months of the year, to work on theirs. Hey, Dee Dee, how are you? Okay, so a couple of quick announcements that I want to make sure that you know about, because 9 times out of 10, I will announce something and talk about it and talk about it, and someone will go, "Well, Victoria, I didn't even know you were doing that." So I want to make sure that you know that these things are going on if you are interested. So let me change my screen real quick. I'm going to head to my desktop. So for those of you who, speaking of projects, for those of you who struggle to get your scrapbook projects done, and whether it's a layout or a few layouts, maybe it's mini albums, travel albums, or whatnot, and it feels like it's just stacking up, I want you to consider joining my spring cohort of the Project Done 12-week intensive scrapbooking journey. This is my third year offering this class. And in fact, I changed the class to a 12-week intensive because it was a year long, but now it's 12 weeks. Because if you're like me, sometimes you need a little bit of time motivation to get your projects done. This class is designed for those who struggle to get your projects done. You want to, move forward, get some things documented, get your stories documented, get those stories told, but you need some techniques and strategies to do that. Well, I'm here to help you do exactly that. So the Project Done 12-week online intensive course will start February 1st. It includes weekly content about scrapbook project management. We talk about things like photo management, how to prioritize your projects, what projects you should focus on. And we're only for the 12-week period focusing on 1 to 3 projects, and you choose what projects those are. We have some pre-course content to get you set up so you can set your goals and intention. Every week is a new content subject or theme, and along the way, you're going to be working on the project that you want to get done in a 12-week period. We have tons of tools and support for you. We have live Zoom focus hour sessions, which are co-working sessions that you can participate. Those are optional, but we get together for an hour every week on Zoom. And by us, I mean the class, including myself. And we have some really, really great focus hour sessions where we mute ourselves and we basically are body doubling, but on Zoom, which is really great. And it's a motivator to see other people working on their projects. We also have recorded and live class instructional content, and you get a workbook as well for the different topics that we talk about in this course. So we go through a lot in the 12-week, well, we go through a lot in the year, but it's condensed to go for us to complete this in a 12-week period. So if you are interested for opportunities to engage, to learn strategies to help you get your scrapbook projects done, and to feel good about actually completing something within a 12-week period, then consider the Project Done online intensive class. The course enrollment ends on January 15th. We begin class on February 1st. So if you've been on the fence about this class, your last day to enroll is January 15th, and enrollment closes until I open up the summer cohort. So make sure that you get in on this. The cost for this class, your investment's $120 USD. There is a payment plan option available for you to make it a little bit easier. And you can grab the free course preview as well if you want to preview a little bit of the introductory content before committing. So check that out. There is a link posted in the description box down below. Project Done, a 12-week intensive scrapbooking journey. Number 2, the January 2023 Victoria Marie online virtual crop goes down on January 20th through 22nd. If you haven't joined us for an online crop, I mean, come on. I offer 10 crops. It's so much fun. The January crop, the theme is called Make the Cut. So if you have any tool or device that cuts in any way, it can be an electronic cutting machine, a die cutting or a manual die cutting machine, metal dies, punches, anything like that. All of the challenges are going to be based on using those tools to create scrapbook projects. So if you're interested, this crop is from January 20th through the 22nd. There are challenges. You have 3 weeks to complete the challenges. There are live Zoom scrap and chat sessions. They're recorded. So if you can't participate during the weekend of the crop, you will have access to the crop content and the recorded live Zoom scrap and chat sessions. I also teach a 45-minute mini class or workshop. There's prizes and giveaways. It's a lot of fun. It's super chill, really flexible. Anyone can participate and play along. So if you want more information about the January crop, make sure you check out the link below. Registration is $12.99 and it will end on the 19th. Registration ends on the 19th of January. I will be posting registration for the upcoming crop soon, so make sure you pay attention to that if you want to join us. We have so much fun at these things, so I want you to check it out. Links for both the online crop and the project done class are posted in the description, so make sure you check that out. Alrighty, so now that I've gotten done with our housekeeping, let's get to making. Let me know if you're ready to make. Okay. Hello, everyone who's just joined us. So glad you're here. I love it. Hello. Excuse me. Isadori says, I took the year-long version. Oh, yes, a project done. Lost steam in May. I think changing to 12 weeks is genius. Thank you. And I think, for a year-long class, it's really hard to stay motivated when you're working on a year-long class. Sometimes we kind of lose our momentum. So I figured, let's just pare that down to 12 weeks. We can do stuff. We can get some things done in 12 weeks, right? So we're going to talk about how to do that and actually get some things done in this class. So I hope you'll join us for that. Okay. Victoria, what is my favorite photo printer? So I have two photo printers that I absolutely love. I have a Epson PictureMate Charm, which is a portable printer, a smaller printer. And then I have the Canon, they call it a Canon Crafters printer. It's a large format printer. And I absolutely love that. And I use that for regular printing and large format printing. I usually, sometimes on some of my projects, I'll print up to 12 by 12 inches. So really good idea. Or question, sorry. All right. Oh, Gloria signed up for both. Woohoo! Thanks, Gloria. I appreciate you. Hey, Genevieve. Okay, so let's get into what we came to do today, and that is to work on a little bit of December Daily. So I have my December Daily album for 2022, and what I did, and I mentioned this in, I think it was my live stream and the recorded video, that I did not buy any December Daily products whatsoever. None at all this past year. And I was tempted, goodness knows that I was super tempted to do that. But I had so much stuff left over from previous years, unfinished projects. I wanted to use what I have. This particular album was from 2018 from Elle Edwards. And what I did was at that time, I set up foundation pages. That's what Elle calls them, our foundation pages. And the idea is that if you set up the foundation pages in advance, and all you have to do is just add your photos in. I'm kind of a game time decision-making person, so sometimes I'll set up foundation pages and sometimes I will not. But I did for this particular album, but as you see, I did absolutely nothing in this album in 2018, mainly because I built a house that year and our house build was delayed. And so we ended up not moving into our home until December. And with moving and trying to get situated, I just had no time to do this project. 2019 came, and then of course, you know the rest of the story, right? Things get busy, projects get put on the back burner. So I decided this year, instead of buying a whole new album for my 2022 album, or at least last year, I decided last year, that I would reuse my 2018 album, which I love this album. I love the text and the print on it. Jingle All the Way, December Joys, blah, blah, blah. I changed out the label here on the spine. And I'm using majority of what's already set up in the album, but I am making some changes to it, right? So I'm going to use some of the things that I have already in my stash and some things that are already set up here in the album. Now, at the beginning of the album, I already had the cover decorated. So I did this back in 2018. And this is just a Starbucks band, like a little cup, little band thing, and then some 3 tags that represent myself and my spouse and my kid. And then I just punched out some glitter snowflakes using a scrapbook punch and created this inside cover design, which I absolutely love, and I'm going to go ahead and keep it just the way that it is. This year so far, or last year, before, life got super hectic, I went ahead and start adding in a couple pages. So I decorated sort of this introductory page with some elements that I had from my previous Elle Edwards kits. I did story number 1 with the felt number 1, popped in my photos, did some journaling. Again, all of this I used from my stash. Majority of it is Elle Studio, Elle Edwards for the most part. that I worked with. And some of these things may not be available because, of course, it's been since 2018, 2019. I did post a link to Allie's current collection, as well as Ellie's Studio, and maybe another link of current collections if you're interested. I had this little divider that I just simply cut from the packaging that you get when you purchase a December Daily kit. This is a lid flap, and this is a very popular technique to do. Just punch some holes in it to create a little divider, add a little bit of embellishment. I got a little creative with an interactive element here using some acetate, which is actually pretty good thick acetate here. Created this really beautiful design using some embellishments from my stash. Have a 6x8 photo of my family and I decorating our Christmas tree. And then on the back, I have the story, and also obviously decorating that page too. Story number 3, just documenting that my daughter fell asleep on me that day, and doesn't happen often. And did a simple design with a pocket card, a metal tag here, which are really, really fun. I actually was introduced to these from Allie Edwards years ago when I first started doing December Daily. And you can purchase these at your scrapbook stores, typically craft and hobby stores. Added 3 little embellishments here in my journaling, and I'm good to go. By the way, you can see these pages come together. I have a video on my YouTube channel, so check that out. It is available for you to check out these how these layouts came together. And then story number 4, I had a bit of a play here with the embellishments. This pocket card here is from Allie Edwards, and it has little circles and some designs. And so I just added some embellishments on top of those circles, and then numbered my story 4, which I'm not doing my stories by the day. I'm doing it just by the number of stories that I'm adding to the album. I'll get back to that in a second. Then I have a 3x4 pocket card here. I'm documenting my Pink Nightmare t-shirt, which has Ralphie from The Christmas Story featured on the t-shirt. It's one of my favorite holiday movies. And so I got this t-shirt as a gift for Aubrey. I also did an interactive element here as well, and added in some journaling. So you can see these pages come together in that December Daily video, and that's available on my YouTube channel. Okay. And then I also added in this divider, again, using stuff from my stash. So today's plan, I'm going to do 2 layouts. This one is going to be story number 5. And what I want to do is cover the back of this and put my number 5 here. And then I have a photo of my sweet little great nephew in a little Christmas outfit, which I'll show you here in a second. And then I'm going to continue on with page 6. And I have an idea for an interactive, like, little dill bob that I think I might do on this, but we'll get there. So my approach to this is to document stories throughout, well, things that I experience, things that I want to remember for December 2022. And it may sometimes be current stories. It may not be anything holiday related. I just want to leave it really open. However many stories that I put in this album is fine. It can be 10, it can be 20, it can be however many that I want them to be. But I'm not forcing myself to go back and say, okay, well, what did I do on day 1? And what did I do on day 2? That's not how I'm approaching this project. Any way is good. However you want to do it, any way is good. Okay, so what I did to kind of get started, now that the holiday season is over, I'm at home, as we were hardly at home in December. Now that the season's over, what I did was I just created just a quick little list, and I just typed this up on my computer, nothing fancy. A quick list of the stories that I potentially want to tell in this album. Now, some of these stories may just be project life stories that not necessarily going to go in my December Daily album. That's always the conundrum this time of year with December Daily, and particularly if you do Project Life, I'm sorry. Particularly if you do Project Life and December Daily or some type of holiday-esque project, is do your daily stories go into your December Daily or do they go into your Project Life? Some people will just put in their Project Life. Some will just put in their December Daily. For me, it just depends on the story. So here I have a list of 37 stories I could potentially tell. I've already checked off the first 4. I'm going to work on the next 2. And as I'm going through the list, I can decide, okay, is this something that I want to actually put in my album, or is this something that I will put in my Project Life? If it's just a basic, simple, everyday story that I'm not really going to expand upon, then more than likely that's going to go in my Project Life perpetual album. I just add to it as I go. So I just typed this up Microsoft Word, nothing fancy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this with my December daily cart. So when I'm ready to work on stories, I already have the stories listed. I already know what photos, based on the photos, came the story. So I start with the photos and then I'm going to tell the stories. And whatever doesn't end up in this album will end up elsewhere. Okay? So I hope that's clear. Alrighty. So I have my list here. The next stories that I'm going to tell is my nephew's first Christmas, and I wanted to also have a story about my great nieces as well, but I'm not sure if her mom sent me a photo, so I'm gonna have to add in my great niece as well. Her name is Elle. And then I'm going to do my commitment to fitness, working out in the glow of my Xmas tree, because I think I've shared that I'm on a fitness journey, a wellness journey, and I want to make sure that I have a story about that in my December daily, because I was able to exercise this season and, you know, with the glow of my Christmas tree. So I really want to add that story. Other stories that I have on here, I am going to document my holiday fashion as well, my t-shirts, my headbands. We went to see My Fair Lady. It's a part of our Broadway package here, and we are seeing Broadway shows through Broadway at Bass here in Fort Worth, Texas. Holiday snacks, lunch with my spouse and my daughter, Corinne's Nutcracker performance, when family came to visit, a bunch of other stories that I will share. Now, some of these stories, if I do create them for my December daily, I will either show here live or I will, if I get them done, then I will show you in some way. But I don't plan to record all of this because this is a lot, and I have other content that I want to record and show you guys. Okay, so photos for today. Here's this cutie pootie little picture of my nephew. His name is Zaylin, and he's just the most precious little guy ever. He just turned 6 months old, and I got to meet him for the first time during Thanksgiving, or a little bit before Thanksgiving. And this little guy is super busy and was quite frustrated that he could not crawl and get around the way that he wanted to. But he's now standing up, so he's getting there. He's just a fun little guy, and he has the best smile. He looks just like my nephew. He's just so adorable, just chunky and just cute, and I just love him so much. So he's going to end up in my album along with his cousin, Aaliyah, my great niece. Eventually, I will put her in here too, because this was her first Christmas as well. She's a little bit younger than him. Okay, next up are two pictures that I took, one of myself after I worked out, and here's my Christmas tree in the back. I'm really proud of myself because I've been working out super consistently for the past 3 months, and I think I mentioned in October, my A1C was pretty high, and I was diagnosed as pre-diabetic, and I've been working really hard to turn that number around, and I'm happy to report that it is decreasing, so I'm very excited about that. So all my effort has not gone in vain. Here is just a picture of a breakfast that I was eating. I'm trying to eat a little bit more protein and just making sure I'm watching portions and making sure I'm eating a balanced meal that nourishes my body. So I took a picture of my breakfast that morning, which is avocado toast with a bit of egg, a little bit of salsa, some fruit, and a small glass of orange juice. I like orange juice every now and then for my breakfast. So I'm going to document that. Very happy for my progress so far. I don't know if I've lost any weight or not, but I haven't been weighing myself. I'm not worried about that. I was just worrying about that A1C number. Okay, this is from the Paper Person, and what I want to do is I'm going to cut this down. I think it's like 4x8 or 6x8 or something like that. It will be 3x8 rather. And I'm going to stick that in a page protector, and eventually I will add some journaling to this. I didn't prep any of my journaling before I went on, but anyway, there'll be spots for journaling, and you'll see those in photos that I'll share on the blog. So what I want to do now is cut the photos up, trim those out, and I'm going to pull this out because this is all I need today, and put the album away for just a hot one. There we go. And let's see, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to grab this little container here, and let's trim out some photos. Hope says that she's working on her December daily while watching me. Fantastic. You're using, Vicky's Evergreen in Holly class. Oh, awesome. Those are both fantastic collections for sure. Genevieve, you haven't missed a darn thing. I was just yapping away. Okay, so these photos I resized to 3x4, and sometimes depending on the pockets that you're using, if you do pocket scrapbooking, depending on the brand, the pocket's either a true 3x4 or 4x6, or it's not. So sometimes you just have to trim it up. I'm gonna have to trim it up just a little bit more. Oh, his little face. He's such a fun little guy. Such a fun little guy. He lives in, my nephew is in the Air Force, and they're stationed in Hawaii right now. And so this little guy gets to experience the beach quite often, and they post pictures on Facebook of him at the beach, and he looks like a little surfer dude. He's so cute. He's adorable. I just love that photo. Okay, and of course I'm going to print this larger and frame it because, I mean, come on, he's a handsome little guy. So what I want to do is kind of a layered embellishment piece here with the number 5, because this is story 5. And I found this pocket card, Finding Magic in the Smallest Moments. This is from Elle Edwards, and I love that because, of course, he's magical and he's small. And I thought, hey, that'll work. That'll work. And then I'm going to add some journaling here. I'm going to add a little bit of embellishing to this, but I'm going to do that after the live because I want to run this through my printer. I'm going to type some journaling there. Okay, so this is the number 5 that I want to use, and I'm going to go through some pattern papers here and see what I have. These were from Elle Edwards last year, maybe? I want to say last year. She introduced I think it was a 10x8 size or something like that. I'm just going to pick out a couple that I might want to use. There's polka dot. I love this. It's gorgeous. All right, let's narrow that down. I have a bunch of other paper, but I'm going to narrow that down just a little bit. I also have some papers as well. I was sent their holiday kit, since I have a ton of that paper, but I don't think that this is large enough for this. No, it's not. That's okay. All right. So, let me take out my little picture here. I love this pattern paper. It's nice and bright. That might be a little bit darker than what I want, so I'm just going to eliminate that. Probably a little bit too much red, maybe. Then I like that. I think I'm going to go with this one. So, what I'm going to do is just adhere that. Let me know what, if you worked on any holiday projects this year, or this past year, or right now. What project are you working on? I know some of you said that you did Vicki Booten's class. Anybody do Journal Your Christmas with Shamel, or December Daily with Allie, or something of your own? Let me know. Or do you not scrapbook the holiday season? Because a lot of people don't. I'm just going to put this here, using a little bit of Tombow Mono. If I was doing this size layout of scrapbook page, that would look really cute there. You can have some photos and stuff there. Okay, so let's get out the hole puncher. I also have a We Are Memory Keepers hole puncher too that I keep forgetting about. It has multiple sizes on it, and I always forget about it. Journal Your Christmas with Shamil, says Carrie. Awesome. That's a great class. She's been running that for years and years and years. Oh, come on. Let's go. Let's go, hole punchy. I also have a little bit of tendonitis in my wrist. Just a little bit. So I'm trying to wash it. I need to be wearing my brace right now, but I'm hard-headed and not wearing it. So there. I need to wear it. Following through on journaling your Christmas, adding some of my own topics to it. Awesome. 12 by 12 pages over December. Continuing more pages this month, says Jocelyn. Cool. I don't know if you guys follow Nicole Jones 911 on YouTube, but she does her December daily or her holiday album in a 12 by 12 format. I don't know if she's still doing that or not, but it's worth checking out. Just going to trim around this semicircle. You could totally make an element like this on your own. Just grab something circular and create yourself a semicircle and do a little insert based on the size of your project. Okay. And what I'm going to do... Hey, Jen, what's going on? How are you? We're talking about what holiday projects we're working on, if we're working on them. I'm going to trim this up so I don't have this sort of wonky piece hanging out. Okay. There we go. So now, oh yeah, I'm glad I went with this particular design. I love that. It's just so bright, and it's perfect for this photo of my little nephew, my little great nephew. I can't believe I'm a great auntie. That just sounds so like exciting and weird at the same time. I'm a great auntie. Got some of the kits suggested for December's Best of Both Worlds by Shamel. Absolutely. Shamel goes live every week with her Best of Both Worlds, which is really cool. Hey, Nikki, how are you? So glad you joined us. Jennifer says, started an album, put all the Christmas pictures and all the Christmas picture cards I have received through the years. Oh, they go back to 1988. That's awesome. Barb says, made 2 12 by 12 holiday pages this week. That's awesome. Crafting along, says Jen, making a baby journal I was commissioned for. Oh, that sounds like fun too. I'll be working on baby stuff real soon too. I'll be sharing that for you guys. That's a project that has been delayed for me. All right, so let's create some embellishment clusters. I have quite a bit of embellishments that I can choose from. I'm just going to pull some things out and see what I'm working with here. So I'm going to zoom out. Got smart this year. Got myself some organizers from Joann, Hobby Lobby, Michaels, one of the two. But we're all familiar with these divided organizers. And I went through and I further organized all of my embellishments and things, and also did a little bit of purging of what I wasn't going to use. So this makes it super easy to look at everything and work on my projects. I also have this little bin here with some stuff. And I'm trying to decide what I want to use to create an embellishment of some sort on that page. I like the idea of this circle. I have several of these that I want to use up. I like to just kind of dig through and see what works. If I want to layer that up, that looks pretty cool. My goal for this project is to keep the pages somewhat simple and not stress so much over the embellishments and things. Maybe use that piece to set an anchor. And let me zoom into this a little bit more. It's cool to go back and see some earlier Christmas picture cards I've received from friends. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let's do Christmas tree. And maybe a star. Just trying to look for, see if I had something smaller than that, but maybe I don't. Well, I thought I did. Maybe I used them. Nothing wrong with that. I kind of like that, but I think this number 5 needs a little something to it. Just looking at my felt options. This is one of the reasons why I organize my supplies this way, so that I can just grab what I need. That's kind of cute. And trying to decide if there's anything else I want to add to that. Just kind of thinking in my head. Because where else do you think, Victoria? Good grief. Let's repeat maybe that element here. That's really cute. And I'm going to wait on this card because I want to do some journaling. So I want to make sure that I leave enough space for the journaling. For sure. Now I'm thinking, I like this little cluster. And I like this, so I want to do something to that number 5. So I think I'm just going to do something super simple. I'm going to grab my container that has washi tape. And let's see if there's anything in here that I might want to use. I just pulled a small selection of washi tape for this project, for my projects rather. And I thought just taking a little bit of washi and, come on thing, just wrapping that, just a little detail here. Not much, just a small detail. So the 5 stands out just a tiny bit. I could do a bow there, you know, I could do all kinds of stuff there. Okay, so I think I'm good with that. So let's commit to this. I could also just do that too, but I think I'm going to commit to what I was working with here. Okay, so this little circular piece is going to serve as my anchor. I'm going to grab some adhesive with my little container adhesive. Bye, Genevieve. Have a good one. And I'm going to use red line because I have this acetate piece that I'm working with. Again, keeping the project simple. Like there might be some times where I do a more interactive page or something that's a little bit more decorative. But I think after not working on this project for a few weeks, oh goodness, I just want to ease back into it. I also want to go back and watch some of the December daily content that was offered this year through Elle Edwards to get some ideas design-wise as I'm putting this album together. Okay, hello. And let's just do this nice and sparkly. Then we'll add some of this red line tape to the back. So there we go. Hey, Amy, she says, wanting to put some kits together for an in-person crop. Do I have recipes for this? I don't have anything in terms of a recipe, I know I've talked about making kits a lot, both live stream and recorded content, but if you're looking kind of for quick suggestions, I recommend that you first pick however many stories or projects that you want to work on during the crop. I can typically kit 40 kits for 40 pages. I usually will get 40 pages done at a crop when I attended crops. So it depends on how long your crop is. If it's a multi-day crop or if you're just going for the day, start with the stories that you want, print your photos, put together a few, grab some sources of inspiration, whether there be, you're downloading photos or you have magazines or books or things that you've printed. I like to take a inspiration guide with me, which is essentially a binder that I have ideas in. And then I also save things like pictures and things of stuff or on Pinterest and whatnot. So I have an idea of some of the designs that I might want to use or do. Once you have your photos selected, then go through and pick out your papers and your embellishments and any other items that you're going to use for each of those projects that you want to work on. So what I do is assembly line it. I lay out all my photos. I pick out kits or papers or whatever it is that I'm going to use. Sometimes I like to reach for my kits because it's just easier to do that. And once I have that set up, then I first lay out like a whole row of paper based on what coordinates with my photos. And then I go through and I do embellishments. And then I go through and I like to pre-type my journaling because I can't journal at crops. So I'll pre-write my journaling or at least put a sticky note of what I want to eventually say. And so I parcel that out amongst all the kits. Once I have all my kit elements together, then I put them all in a little plastic sleeve. And then a little plastic envelope, and then I'm good to go for a crop. You're like you get 10 done in a retreat. Yeah. A lot of my kits are based on the design that I want for a specific project. Sometimes it's based on the theme of the project. So if I'm taking a bunch of holiday related projects, then I'm going to make holiday related kits. And so I'll pull out all of my holiday things. Maybe it's Christmas, Thanksgiving, or whatnot. And then I will, again, assembly line, selecting paper first, then embellishments, font stickers, things of that nature. You can also include any cut files that you might want to take along with you. So I'll spend an evening cutting out cut files if I'm going to use them for particular projects, and I'll put those in my project kits. And then once it's all done, then I put them in a little plastic sleeve, and I'm good to go for the crop. All your kits will be Disney. Okay, so then you can focus on pulling out your Disney materials once you have an idea of what photos that you want to scrapbook, and then make kits based on the stories that you're documenting for your Disney album. So I would probably organize it like, my Disney album is organized by, as chronological. So what we did starting from day one and so forth. So I would pick out, like, for instance, if I went to Magic Kingdom day one, or depending on where, if you went to Walt Disney World or Disneyland, Disney World for me, it would be Magic Kingdom, and then I would pull all the materials together to create those layouts based on Magic Kingdom. And then maybe day two we went to Disney Springs, and I would pull that materials and those photos and just kind of organize it that way. Some people don't do chronological order when they're putting together a project. I don't work chronologically, like in terms of my overall scrapbooking, but when I'm putting kits together, particularly for a vacation, I like to scrapbook it in chronological order. Let's see. So that's how I would attack that. These are from American Crafts. These are American Crafts scissors. Absolutely. Yeah, the Disney supplies can like creep up on you. I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And it may be that you might have to, I'm trying to find a little word label to go here. is try to maybe narrow it down just a little bit, right? To maybe if you have multiple collections, ooh, I like that. If you have multiple collections of things, like maybe you have say cheese 1, 2, 3, 4 in the new say cheese, that maybe you just say, okay, I'm only going to work for this set of layouts with this first collection and then go from there versus pulling all of it out. There's this little wood veneer Christmas thing that says Christmas Magic. Oh yeah, it will work for both in person and online for sure. I'm kind of in the same boat, Amy, where I have a ton of Disney stuff. And so I just narrowed it down to specific collections. Like I have Elle Studio things, I have Simple Stories things. And so instead of overwhelming myself, I just pick one collection or a kit and then organize my layouts that way and then pick elements there. And then when I get tired of that one, then I will bring the other one in and organize some layouts there. Because they all typically work pretty well together. Hey Reagan, how are you? It's actually in a real work meeting. Aw, this is a much funner staff meeting, right? Much more fun. All right, so I have this little embellishment cluster done, which that turned out pretty good. I might add a little something else to it. I feel that it needs it, but I think I'm pretty good with this. I'm not sure if this is going to stay here or not. I'm going to think about it, but that part's done. And then to the outside of this, I'm going to add this glitter star. And then I'm going to add this little cork heart that has a little bit of gold embellishing in it. And these are going outside of the pocket. My albums aren't manhandled a lot, so I'm good with sticking things outside the pocket. I might have to actually reinforce this with a little bit of red line tape. But the only other thing that I'm going to do is add the journaling here, which you guys will see, and I'll probably add another embellishment because that way it'll give me a visual triangle across here. And so I may add a little something here, but I want to add the journaling. And the journaling is basically going to talk about my nephew Zaylen's first Christmas. They posted a photo of him on Facebook. That's usually where I get photos from my younger relatives because they don't, they're not sending me photos. So I just grab it off Facebook, which isn't the best because Facebook compresses your photo, but I get what I can get. Or sometimes I'll ask them, hey, can you send me some photos of him? Email me some photos. Anyway, so this photo of him, I'm definitely going to frame, but I want to put this story. I'm going to talk about his first Christmas and how he looks so cute with his little Santa helpers onesie and his little pants with his little footy pants. I miss this age so much. It's so cute. But just a little bit of embellishment here on this interactive page. So this will go like this, and then you flip it, and then you have the interactive element. I think I might... I think I might mess it up. I think I might let this piece go, and see if I can move this down a little bit, because I think I might like a little bit better there, but I'll decide that later. Okay, so that's story number 5 of my sweet little Zaylen and his first Christmas. He got a bunch of toys, a bunch of stuff. I don't know why people feel compelled to send people, especially when folks have new babies. Babies don't know that it's Christmas. Like, and people send all this stuff. They send a ton of stuff. All right, we're going to flip this over. And next is a story about yours truly. So let me get myself situated here. I'm going to trim these out. It does take a while, yeah. I usually like, when I'm prepping kits for particularly crops, events, and things of that nature, I will give myself about a week or so time prior to the event so that I'm not rushing. And that way, before the retreat or the crop, I'm not like staying up all hours of the night trying to get things done. So I'm just trimming these photos down, 3x4 photos. I'm trimming a little bit extra so they fit in the pocket. I resized these photos using Photoshop, but of course, as I've mentioned before, you can use Photoshop or Canva, all kinds of really fun tools out there that you can use to resize your photos. PicMonkey and others. There's tons of others as well. Okay, so those two are in there. And as I mentioned, I've been on a health journey for the past few months, trying to lower my A1C. It's down about 1 point, which is really good. And it took me 3 months to get there. So if anything, that tells me that this is going to be a for sure big time journey. Hey, Sarah, how are you? I print my photos at home. I am a print on demand type of scrapper. If I'm printing batches of photos, then I get them printed through Persnickety Print. Print to size. Thank you, Jenny, for mentioning that. Print to size is a fantastic app for sizing photos. Thank you. I was trying to remember what it was called. Then I lost my train of thought. Print to size is another one. We have a lot of people in this community that use print to size. Okay, so I'm going to add journaling to this off camera, but this is from Paper Person Shop. It says, holiday story time. Spoiler alert. The following story is about, and I'm going to put me. It's been 84 years, joking. The year was, and then you put the year, and then you can journal out. And then it says, I solemnly swear this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, but my memory is fading, so please do not attempt to fact check any part of this story. And then you have a spot for your signature, which is really fun. It had been a long time since I had really focused on my health. And this past year is when I started putting a bigger focus on my health than I had before. And I'm glad that I did. The back of this has a grid design. And so whatever the next story is coming next, then I'll use this for whatever reason. So this is how this is going to go. So now that I kind of got that wake up call in October, I want to make sure that I'm, staying healthy and all those good things. Okay, so this has a plastic film on it, which I'm going to take off. Sometimes you can't always tell when these have a plastic film. Now, my thought process was I'm going to put this number 6, and this is a chipboard number. And I thought about like punching a hole in this and doing some twine and just kind of letting that hang down. Which I still might do. I'm trying to think if that's what I want to do. I don't know. And then that way it would just kind of like swing a little bit. I thought about doing the same thing over here. And then I thought about just putting this over here and then doing some embellishing. So I kind of like the interactive idea of that. So we'll see. Let's look at some potential for pocket cards. I'm going to come over here to this paper. This was from the Paper Person. And some of this is really super colorful. I kind of like that pattern. Like, I'm like itching to use a gingham. Maybe I'll use both. There's polka dots. There's one with bunnies on it, one with birds. I kind of like this blue color. I think I might go there. Hey, Naomi. So the crops are online and they're hosted in a private Facebook group. All of the content for the crops, including the challenges, the post for giveaways, links to the live Zoom scrap and chats are all posted in the Facebook group. I know that some people don't use Facebook, so I always say that we have a lot of folks who will only use Facebook to access either the crop or other online or other Facebook groups that are specific to their hobbies. But everything is hosted in the Facebook group, so you don't have to go anywhere or anything like that. The challenges are all based on a theme. And what you do is you make projects throughout the weekend based on the challenges. Some people will participate in all the challenges. Some people participate in some. Other people just come for the live Zoom scrap and chat opportunity. They don't have an interest in doing the challenges. You do not have to be present the weekend of the crop. In fact, we have a lot of people who kind of ebb and flow throughout the weekend. Some who wait some who will wait until the end of the crop to participate because they've got other things going on. So it's really flexible and really fluid. And particularly since you have 3 weeks to finish the challenges, people don't feel, like they have to be there if they have other things going on. The challenges are posted at specific times throughout the event. You receive a schedule of events, and you also receive, once you register, you'll receive the challenge descriptions. So then you can prepare in advance if you want to. Some people, it's like game time decision. They just show up and it's good and you're good to go. So your schedule will let you know when things will pop up in the Facebook group. You will also post your response to the challenges in the Facebook group. And each post or each challenge has a specific post. And then in the comment section of that post is where you'll post a picture of your project if you want to submit it for a prize. You are welcome to work on the projects throughout the weekend, and then you have 3 weeks after, including the weekend of the crop, to finish the challenges. And then once that time is up, then I will select winners of the prizes. All the prizes are e-gift cards, so I don't send anything physical because shipping is really, really expensive. So they're all e-gift cards, and so it makes it really good for folks who live internationally, if you're able to order from stores online for your prizes. And then there's also 3 giveaways as well that I post throughout the weekend. So that's how the crops work. Very simple, very easy. Again, all the live Zoom sessions are recorded. Gemma, you can go to the Victoria Marie blog, and on the Victoria Marie blog, let me go to it real quick. It's good questions. On the Victoria Marie blog, there is a section called Online Crops. Let me go here. So here's my blog, and there's a link posted in the description. If you come over here to Online Virtual Crops, you'll see a drop-down menu that says General Information and Crop Schedule. If you click on that, here's all the general info. And then right here is, if you want to view the virtual crop calendar of events, you can click here and it'll open up a PDF document that'll give you all of the dates for the crops this year. So that's where you can find it, on the Victoria Marie blog under Online Crops, General Information. There's also a section that I added this week called Frequently Asked Questions. So you can click there, and I have some of my frequently asked questions that are there as well. So if there's something that you're wondering, check that out first, or shoot me an email, or just can contact me here on my blog, and I'll be happy to help you. Hope that answered your question. Thank you. Thank you for inquiring. I would love to have you guys come. All right. Oh yes, Carrie, the Lizzo and Harry Styles die cuts from the Paper Person kit are hilarious. I love it. I'm like really trying to figure out a way to use those because they're so awesome. No problem, Gemma. No problem. Okay, so since I have the journaling that's coming over here, I think I want to work out a title here on this spot. So how do I want to do that? I have some Paper Person shop things. I actually like this number 6. The stamped. I haven't stamped a number yet. Huh. Okay. Just trying to see if there's anything that I want to use stamping wise. I picked this pattern paper. Okay, maybe nothing there, but that's okay. That is all right. Let's see. Well, what was I looking for? The element that I want to use on here, I can't find. Okay, well, moving on, because I'm not gonna waste my time on that. This story, let's see, the story of this December. I want to use this tag so bad, so bad. I want to make it work. but I think it also needs something behind it if I'm going to use it. Maybe something glittery and sparkly, perhaps. Okay, digging through the things. I also thought about just doing like a row of tags. But I don't think I might use that idea for a different day. Okay. I always say that part of these lives is seeing my creative process, my organic creative process. So sometimes I don't prep my lives because I like to leave the decision making so you can kind of see what I'm talking about as I'm going along, how I'm making decisions about stuff, because that's usually some of the number one questions that I have is, how do you do blah blah blah. I guess that could be a 6. It looks like a 9, but I guess it could be a 6 too. I kind of like that idea too, the 9 and the 6. Or maybe just a 6. Well, a 9 would go that way. Maybe because I have it backwards. There we go. Victoria, learn the orientation of your numbers. I kind of like that. Then what can go here in the middle? Let's look for something fun. Thankful for this. Do I want a star? Looking through some old chipboard pieces. I kind of like this, finding my way one day at a time, or this story matters. Let's see how I like that. See you, friend. Do I have any how-to videos on how to keep my space clean? No how-to videos, but I do have room tour, and I do have a cleaning inspiration video that I posted at the beginning of the year. So check those 2 out, but I will definitely put that on the list of considerations for videos, is how do I keep my space clean? Because I'm one of those people, I can't work unless my space is clean. Sorry for the glare on the photos, guys. I have my overhead light on. I like that. I just don't like the color. It's a brown color. So I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I can use. I'm trying not to be too picky. I might use that in something else. Let me see this other one. Once I figure this out, I'll be almost done. Thanks for sticking around with me. I like these circles. Remember this. Christmas memories. I also like this, ready for the next season. Like the next season in my life. This health journey that I'm going down. That might work too. Again, this is all stuff from my stash. Okay, so I'll just make that work. So instead of doing the initial idea with the numbered thing, I decided to use this felt number 6 and this ready for the next season die cut. And I think I probably need to pop in a little bit of color here. So I'm going to trim this down. Trim one of these. And just do a little strip, I think. So it needs a little bit of grounding there. Let me move this out the way real quick. A little bit of grounding there. And bring my felt number 6 back over. I don't know if I want to do, I probably will do it like this. Like that. That looks nice. And how about we look at some embellishments? Love organizers. This is just speaking to my heart. And thinking using these little houses, because why not, right? We have it, so let's use it. And I like this little metal heart. Those were really popular. We'll stick that there. How about that? When you have your materials organized, it makes it easier to make decisions about stuff, right? Okay, that looks great. So what I'm gonna do, move that out the way. One of the reasons I'm enjoying this process, particularly, of course, I have to run out of adhesive, Lord Jesus, particularly after the holiday season, is because I'm not rushing through it, trying to get these pages done in the middle of trying to do everything else. And I can really have a nice, sit back and relax and just sort of, think about the experience of the holiday season. I'm going to take my tiny attacher and staple that there to keep that adhered. There we go. I can actually just enjoy the project for what it is. Okay, let me just take, this has adhesive on it, so we'll see how good that stays. And I think this is going to be in the pocket. I'm going to take my little house. That's going to go there. The other little house is going to go behind it. I switched to some scrapbook.com adhesive because my Tombow ran out. And then this one. And let's do a little bit of red line tape here. What I like to do when I'm in a crafty session is grab myself something nice to drink, have little snacks off to the side, put on my favorite show, and just relax and enjoy it. Because really, the real vacation, the real relaxation time comes after the holidays. At least for me. These are little wood veneer houses, and they're painted. Isn't that cute? All right, then this little piece here, I believe has adhesive on it. It does. So I'm just gonna remove that backer and put that right here. And there we have a really, really sweet embellishment cluster. And so this, I'm gonna slip right in here. And that'll go with that. I'm going to add my journaling, and if I have any space left below, then I might add a little bit of a cluster or something here, for the most part. I'm thinking a label there, perhaps, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm looking at my labels now. Off camera. So Carrie, if you're still on, I love that you sent me some of these. I also have some of these that I purchased or that I got from the paper person shop, but look at that. Ah, so cute. Blantas. So adorable. And then of course the nutcrackers, which are my favorite. The houses are super cute, right? I love those houses. Okay, I'm going to have to look a little bit more in my labels to see if there's anything else that I want to add. I might add a little something here, here at the top, but I've went over time just by 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and end it here. So if I do add something here, then you'll see it in the finishing photos. All right, so that is story number 5. Story number 6, done. I don't know how many stories this album is going to have this year. It'll have as many stories as it's going to have. The only thing that I need to do now is just add in the journaling and then maybe a few other little things. I definitely want to add something here. I'm thinking maybe a semicircle of some sort to use up a little bit of that white space in that photo. But here we go. Again, pages don't have to be, you know, super involved. I've got this divider, covered that with some pattern paper, added a cluster here. I think I might edit this down just a little bit because this piece here is kind of bugging me just a little bit. So I'll probably edit that down. I'm going to add my journaling and probably another little piece of embellishment here next to the photo of my cutie little nephew. And then, of course, I added the little gold star and this pocket card that says Finding Magic in the Smallest Moments. And then this one here, we're going to add some journaling, add this little cluster here with a little house and whatnot. And, of course, the chipboard that says Ready for the Next Season. And then I'm going to add probably a little something here to the top of the photo, and you'll see that in the finishing photos that I post on my blog and on Instagram. So I'm liking the way this is shaping up so far. Some pages will be interactive. Some will have a lot of embellishing. Some will have some interesting little flip ups. Others will just be simple. Just depends on how I'm feeling on that particular day. But words and photos matter most to me, so that's what I'm working towards. Alrighty. Next week I'll have more stories that I'll share with you for this project. I hope that you are inspired to not only work on your December daily projects, but to take your time and to have a lot of fun reliving those holiday stories. It could be current stories, it could be past stories, it could be absolutely not related to anything holiday, but it happened in the month of December. Again, my process is to just add stories, not particular stories on any particular day, but any story that I feel I want to put into this particular project. Sometimes it's not stories, sometimes it's a list of things or photos of my favorites, like the movies that I enjoy, the music I like watching, the foods that I like to eat. I like to add those types of things into my December daily. What am I into this year for the holiday? So there's a lot of different ways that you can approach your holiday project. So if you're like me and you waited to start working on this project because your holiday was super busy and you needed a little bit of time to kind of think through some things and just enjoy putting your album together, then welcome to the after party. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'll be back next week with some more layouts. I'll probably have a few more next week to work on, and I probably would have added some more to the album, so I'll show that to you as well because I do want to finish this project within the next few weeks or so. Be sure to check out the links that are posted in the description for my Project Done 12-week intensive online class. The last day to enroll for the spring cohort is January 15th. So I hope you will join us for this class if you are needing some tools and assistance to get your projects done, a little bit of motivation as well. And then of course, January 20th through 22nd is the Rock Your Stash, that was last year, is the Victoria Marie Designs online virtual crop. The theme for this month's crop is Make the Cut. So we'll be using any cutting tool or device to create wonderful embellishments or backgrounds or whatnot for a scrapbook project. Any project, whether it's scrapbooking, card making, planners, whatever you want to do, you are welcome at this crop. Very low key, very flexible, January 20th through 22nd, and a link to register is down below. It's $12.99 USD. So come along and play with us. We're going to have a lot of fun. All right, guys, that's all that I have for you today. Stay tuned for some content to be posted here to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for your support. I don't know if I mentioned this last live stream, but this community has been around for 9 years. I've been on YouTube for 9 years. So I need to do something to celebrate that. I'm thinking on that. So we'll do something to celebrate that achievement. Hope you were inspired to work on your holiday projects. Make sure that you tag me if you are inspired to do the December daily after party, your holiday after party or whatnot. Tag me on Instagram at Victoria Marie Scraps. And join me next week for another live stream. Same bat time, same bat channel. You guys have a fantastic week and I'll see you around. Bye-bye.